So ranking, what does that mean? Especially since Etsy launched their new document, The Ultimate Guide to the SEO. More videos on that in the cards up above, but let's find out what ranking actually means, especially in 2018 and beyond. So from Etsy's own words, in the document on ranking, they say, we use the information about each listing and shop to rank the listing so people browsing Etsy see the items they are most likely to buy earlier in the results. So we've got query matching, which is where a customer types in a search term into the search bar and Etsy matches every single listing that has those words somewhere in the title, tags, attributes, anywhere abouts. That's your query matching, but ranking, Etsy uses some whiz-bang smart technology to try and figure out exactly what that customer wants and show them the best thing. So how do we improve our place in the ranking? What factors are included in the ranking? Etsy says some of the factors that go into ranking are relevancy, your titles, tags, categories and attributes all work towards making your item rank higher, and an exact match is more relevant. The listing quality score, how often when people see your item, especially in search, are they more likely to click on it, to buy it, to like it? This gives Etsy a really good signal that this item is what we're telling it is. So if someone searches for a baby beanie and sees your item and clicks on it, then Etsy goes, yeah, that must be the kind of thing the customer's looking for. Recency, how newly was this listing created or was it renewed? Apparently renewals still give you a little boost, but not as much as a brand new item. And also, was it renewed after a sale? And your customer market experience score, this is things like, do you have cases open against your shop? Are all your policies filled in? How good is the shopper experience? How many reviews have you got? How many 5-star reviews have you got? And the shopper habits. All search engines are more personalized nowadays. What I see when I search for something isn't going to be exactly the same as what you see. Depends on our location and our habits in the past as well, so it's a personalized, tailored search result. But even so, if we get a good item that's likely to sell to some people, then it's still more likely to be seen than another item. Now Etsy only say these are some of the factors and they don't say how each factor is weighted, but let's have an example of how this could affect listings. So let's imagine we have 3 shops here. We have Sally, Zero and Jack Skeleton. They're all needle felted, and if a customer types needle felted into the search bar, all these guys want to show up. They're all from different shops, we're imagining. So let's have a look to start with. The customer types the query needle felted. Now this is a reasonably competitive term, so it's not going to be the easiest to rank for. There's almost 50,000 listings, so this is considered a high competition term. But each of these 3 listings, somewhere in their titles, tags, attributes and categories, they all have the words needle and felted somewhere. So we're going to use these poker chips to show a little bit of ranking power. Now Etsy doesn't tell us how each thing is weighted, so I'm just going to be giving a little guesstimate, but it hopefully gives you all an idea. So they all have the word needle felted somewhere in all these important places. So we're going to start off with giving each shop 4 chips of ranking power. So let's first of all think of customer and market experience score. So firstly, Zero is a brand new shop. He has his policies filled in, so we'll give him a chip for that. But he has no sales already, he has no reviews, he has no experience that way for Etsy to take any ideas from. So Etsy tell us that doesn't give him a positive or a negative, he just has a neutral score for that. On the other hand, Sally also has all of her policies filled in and she's got 5-star reviews, so we'll give her a couple more chips for that. And she also brings in a lot of traffic from outside Etsy. She's got followers on Facebook, so every time she launches a new listing, people come over, so we'll give her a couple of chips for that as well. Now Jack, on the other hand, he's not so great. He's not got his policies filled in, so we'll take away a chip from him there. And also he's got a couple of bad reviews and a case opened up against him, so we'll take away 2 more chips for that. So already you can see, although similar listings, they already have different weight, they have different ranking power. And let's look at the shipping price. Now, because Jack's brand new, he's trying to attract a lot of attention, so he's offering free shipping for just now. Sally has reasonably priced shipping, so we'll just leave her as she is. And Jack has very expensive shipping, so he loses his last chip. Etsy is saying this item, although it says needle felted, it's sending so many bad signals already that Jack's just out of the running. There's no point ranking him. His item, the shipping price is too expensive. He's got bad customer experience. So they're just not going to rank him very highly. So he's going to be disappeared into page 226 or some such thing. So we've only got 2 horses in this race just now. So now let's look at recency. So Sally's item has been around a wee bit, but Zero's item is brand new. So he gets a couple of little extra chips for recency because Etsy wants to give him a little boost because there's not so much factors, there's not so much history of factors here from what his item's like, so they give it a wee boost so it gets a better chance to rank. And so in that case, that means that they get to see if shoppers like that. So he's got a little boost for newness right now. However, on this listing, Sally has made a few sales and renewed this, so she gets a couple of extra chips because she's renewed her listing due to sales. This listing's been really good. It gets a lot of sales. And they both have needle felted in their tags, so they get a little boost for that. So all things considered, Zero has a nice little stack of chips, but it's nowhere near as big as Sally's. So how on earth can a small new shop rank against some of these big guys? This is where exact match in titles can help. Now there's a reason I've picked poker chips here, because we're wanting to bet on our listings. Bear with me. Bear with me while I explain what I mean there. If you imagine your title as what you're gambling on, what you're telling Etsy as, this is the very thing that I want you to rank me for just now. Now, if a listing is fantastic, Etsy might rank it for many different things. But when we first put up a listing, we're saying, could you have a look at this very thing and see how I compare to the other items for this very thing? So the signal that you're giving to Etsy is the thing that's in your title, especially if that matches with your tags. This is the most important thing. This is the thing you want them to look at just now. So this is where I say that keyword stuffing is definitely not a good thing. The more words you have in your title, the more keywords you have in your title, the more things you're wanting to Etsy to consider you for. So Zero only has, his title is entirely needle felted dog. So the query that people are searching for, needle felted, that's totally in his title. There's only a little bit else into dog. So he's saying, I'm going almost all in. I'm putting all my chips on needle felted and just one on dog. Sally, on the other hand, has a slightly keyword stuffed term. She has needle felted doll, she has miniature sculpture, she has 4 or 5 different terms that she wants to rank for. So she's taking her chips and she's spreading them out over a few different terms. So her ranking's spread out. Now what could happen is if a shop is very competitive, if this shop has such good signals, it gets so many sales, it's such a good bet that when people see this item, they're going to click on it and they're likely to buy it, then Etsy gives it such a great ranking factor that when it splits them up, when it splits them over all the different stuffed keywords, then that's still enough for it to rank. It still has as big a pile of chips on each one of these important keywords. But for a little shop without the same ranking power, if he puts all his chips in on the one term, then he's able to rank with the big guys. He's got the same size pile of chips and he's got a chance of getting to the start. And we're actually seeing this more and more in the past couple of weeks when I've been looking at listings, especially needle felted listings. The items on the front page have changed, and quite a lot of them, these are not big shops with massive amounts of sales. There's a few listings that the shops haven't got any sales, however their titles are so short that they've put all their chips in on needle felted. So consider, if your shop is working with keyword stuff tags, this might be because Etsy considers you have a great amount of ranking power. But if you're really struggling to rank for terms that you think would be very relevant for your shop, consider shrinking down your keywords. Consider shrinking down your title to that one most important thing, to tell Etsy this is the very exact thing. And not only that, this ranking power, this is the algorithm changes that Etsy can do. Over time, it can change the weight of how many chips you get for each thing. In the past, it used to just be simply things like likes were really important and got you a massive amount of ranking power. But people gamed that. People played games where you were like for like. So items could get hundreds of likes and get boosted up the ranking. Whereas that's not really good customer signals. So Etsy put less weight, gave you less chips for the number of hearts you had, especially from teams. So they tweak things to make sure that the items with the most chips are the ones that are the most important to be seen in front of customers. So algorithm changes just really mean the weight of how much you get, how many chips you get for each and every individual term, each and every individual thing that they rank you for, the weight of that can be tweaked. So something that might have worked if your listings were working before and they're not now, it could just be that something that you used to wait for, something that was helping you rank highly, is less weighted. So maybe try and consolidate your keywords a little bit, cut down your title, and tell Etsy this is the thing I want to rank for. So I hope that helped. If you have any questions, don't forget, stick them in the comments below, and don't forget, come back on Friday when I'll be showing you step by step how to create a new listing for these new changes on Etsy. Thank you so much. See you on Friday.